Hi folks. You know, Albert Einstein gave a definition of insanity, which is this: to keep doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. Oh wow, what a definition. You know, one thing I've noticed as I watched the news over the days, weeks, months, years, we see someone being interviewed who's just gone through a tragedy in their life, in their experience, in their families. And one thing they commonly say is this: we must make sure that this never happens again. But according to my observation, it does keep happening. These tragedies don't go from one person to another, to one family to another family. They keep happening. Why is this? Well, simply because we keep doing the same things over and over again and expecting different results. Well, you know, I wonder what scandal will hit this country next. We've had the scandal of the bankers. Same-sex marriage has been forced through under the directives of the EU. And of course, in so doing, David Cameron has risked destroying the Tory party. We've had the scandal of mass slaughter in our hospitals. Read my blog for this week, you'll see where that one comes from. Now, we've got the scandal of horse meat in the food chain. Oh dear, what next? Dr. Chris Smart, a food expert from Leatherhead Food Research, commenting on the horse meat scandal, said, "I'm sure there will be other crises that come along in the next few years. I'm sure that is right, and I'm sure that there will." Of course there will. Why? Because we keep doing the same mistakes over and over again whilst expecting different results. I read this week that Education Secretary of State Michael Gove, MP, has decided to force primary schools in England, that is, to teach evolutionary theory. This is for primary schools. They've got to teach evolutionary theory. Now stop and think about it, folks. What has evolution actually contributed to our society? Nothing. It's simply an attempt to get rid of the concept of God in our schools. Well, we ask ourselves the question, what can God contribute to our children in schools? Oh, well, decency, morality, humanity, and a host of other things. But our government doesn't seem to think that these things matter very much anymore. So let's get rid of God. The fools don't seem to have the brains to realise that our society is getting worse because we have no respect for God or for religious values anymore. They keep making the same mistakes over and over again whilst expecting different results. You know, the problem these days is that most folks are becoming immune to all these scandals that we hear about, and many people are just switching off. The Bible tells us in 2 Peter chapter 2 and verse 7 that Lot, remember Lot, who lived in Sodom and Gomorrah and saw what was going off down there, and he became so vexed within himself that he cried out to the Lord about the situation. And it says something very wonderful: and God delivered him. Our problem is that many of us are not vexed by what we see, and we become like an ostrich. We just bury our head in the sand. We all make excuses why we do not get involved. The fact is, folks, that we will pay a very heavy price for not getting involved. I listen to a lot of people, and particularly Christians, who complain about what is taking place in our country right now. But when I challenge them to do something about it, all I get is a load of excuses as to why they cannot get involved. As Edmund Burke once said, all that is necessary for evil to succeed is for good men and women to do nothing. And that's what's wrong in our country. Good men and women do nothing, and as a consequence, evil is succeeding. You know, one of the reasons I started this website is to show people how bad our country is becoming and how bad the world is becoming. I had hoped that by knowing what is happening, we might want to do something about it. So what can we do? Well, for one thing, we can pray. And also, we can be very careful who we vote for in the future. That's a very important thing. If we keep voting in the people that are making our country worse, then how can we complain? You know, folks, one thing we mustn't do is to keep doing the same thing over and over again and expect different results. That is insanity. Have a good week, folks. Enjoy the website. God bless you all. Bye for now.